And what is it to work with love? It is to weave the cloth with threads drawn from your heart, even as if your beloved were to wear that cloth. This isn't just a beautifully crafted sentence. It's a doorway into a way of being, a way of living that feels both ancient and desperately needed in our contemporary world. It's a whisper from a voice that has resonated through generations, an invitation to consider how deeply we infuse our daily actions, our very existence, with meaning. These words, brimming with a gentle yet profound wisdom, are but a glimpse into the treasure trove that is Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet. For over a century, this slim volume has graced bedside tables, found its way into countless hearts, and ignited sparks of recognition within souls grappling with life's biggest questions. But let's be honest with ourselves, shall we? In the relentless current of modern life, the sheer velocity of information, the clamor of notifications, the never-ending stream of demands on our attention, it's easy to lose our footing. We are constantly connected, yet often feel disconnected from ourselves. We are bombarded by external voices, by opinions, by algorithms telling us what to consume, what to think, what to feel. The world outside us is a symphony of noise, a relentless, often overwhelming performance. And in this unending performance, in this era of constant distraction and external validation, I have to ask you, and I truly invite you to pause and ask yourself, with genuine curiosity and a willingness to listen to your own deepest inclinations. Have you, without even realizing it, slowly but surely forgotten how to listen? Not to the news, not to social media, not to the well-meaning advice of others, but to something far more intimate, far more fundamental to your very essence. Have you forgotten how to listen to the quiet, persistent, unwavering wisdom of your own soul? That inner knowing, that deeply personal compass that has always and will always point you towards your truest north. That profound understanding of what truly brings you joy, what truly gives your work meaning, what love truly feels like, and how to navigate the inevitable currents of sorrow and change. It's a question that resonates, isn't it? Perhaps it stirs something within you, a forgotten melody, a quiet longing for deeper connection. It's not a question with a quick, easy answer you can Google or a formula you can apply. It's a question meant to be felt, to be explored, to be lived. And it is precisely this exploration, this profound inquiry into the human spirit, that lies at the very core of Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet. This video isn't merely about dissecting a book or analyzing its literary merits, though we'll certainly appreciate its poetic genius. No, this journey we're about to embark upon together is far more personal. We're going to open the pages of The Prophet not just as readers, but as seekers. We're going to hold up Almustafa's timeless words as a mirror, reflecting our own lives, our own struggles, our own aspirations, and our own inherent wisdom. We will explore how Gibran's insights into love, marriage, children, work, joy, sorrow, freedom, and death can illuminate our own paths and help us reconnect with that profound inner voice we so often neglect. So, prepare to step away from the noise, to quiet the external clamor, and to join me on an introspective voyage. Let us journey through this extraordinary work, not just to understand its message, but to understand ourselves a little bit better, to remember how to truly hear the wisdom that resides within. Chapter 1, On Love and the Space in Your Togetherness. Welcome back, and to the first chapter of our journey through Kahlil Gibran's timeless masterpiece, The Prophet. Today, we're diving into arguably its most referenced, most pondered section, his philosophy on love and relationships. Gibran offers a vision of togetherness that feels both ancient and incredibly revolutionary, especially when held up against some modern notions of romance. Our focus in this chapter, titled On Love and the Space in Your Togetherness, is to explore exactly that, the delicate, crucial balance between intimacy and individuality. When Almitra asks Almustafa to speak of love, he begins, "When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold you, yield to him, though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden." He continues, revealing how love both builds and dismantles, refines and reveals. He also speaks of the nature of lovers. Let me read a little more from On Love. But if in your fear you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor into the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all of your tears. Love gives naught but itself and takes naught but from itself. Love possesses not nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. This idea, love possesses not nor would it be possessed, is so fundamental to Gibran's understanding. It's a stark contrast to the possessive, sometimes suffocating narratives we often encounter in popular culture. Love, for Gibran, is not about ownership or absorption. It's about a mutual free offering. And this concept is expanded beautifully when Almustafa asks him to speak of marriage. Here, Gibran offers perhaps his most famous and most often quoted advice on relationships. You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. You shall be together even in the silent memory of God. But let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone though they quiver with the same tune. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Let there be spaces in your togetherness. What a powerful, liberating image. It's not about distance or coldness. It's about creating room for individual growth, for personal breath, within the embrace of a relationship. Think about it. If two plants are planted too close, they compete for nutrients and light, stunting each other's growth. But with adequate space, both can flourish, their roots intertwining beneath the soil, their branches reaching skyward in independent splendor, forming a harmonious whole. Gibran tells us that even the pillars of a temple, though supporting the same roof, must stand apart. Their strength comes from individual integrity, not from merging into one amorphous blob. In an age where we often glorify the idea of being one soul, completing each other, or even the insidious concept of codependency, Gibran urges us to reconsider. We're constantly bombarded with narratives of obsessive romance, where characters are depicted as unable to function without their significant other, where sacrificing one's entire identity for the relationship is seen as ultimate devotion. Gibran presents a healthier, more sustainable alternative. He warns against relationships that erase boundaries, where one person becomes entirely reliant on the other for identity, happiness, and even existence. Such relationships, though intensely passionate, are often fragile because they lack the robust foundation of two whole, autonomous individuals choosing to share a journey. True love, Gibran suggests, doesn't diminish you. It expands you. It allows you to become more of yourself, not less, bringing your full, unique self to the table and appreciating that same distinctness in your partner. The space he speaks of isn't empty. It's profoundly full, filled with respect, trust, freedom, and independent pursuits that make each person vibrant. It's the very air that allows the flame of love to breathe and burn brightly, rather than suffocating under the weight of expectation or the illusion of complete absorption. Losing ourselves in another risks losing the very essence that attracted our partner, diminishing the richness each individual brings to the shared experience. So, as we reflect on Gibran's profound insights into love and relationships, I want to leave you with a question to ponder. How can you honor both the bond and the individual freedom in your relationships? Whether it's with a romantic partner, a family member, or a close friend, what small adjustments or shifts in perspective might you consider to create more healthy spaces in your togetherness? We've only just scratched the surface, of course, but Gibran provides an incredible starting point. Take a moment to sit with these words. They have a way of settling into your soul, reshaping how you view one of life's most fundamental experiences. Chapter 2. On Work and Joy as Love Made Visible. Welcome back to our journey through the timeless wisdom of Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet. In our last chapter, we touched upon Almustafa's departure and the bittersweet anticipation of what it means to leave a place that has held your heart. Today, we turn our gaze inward to a concept that, for many of us, defines a significant portion of our waking lives: work. Now, if I were to ask you right now how you feel about your work, what would your immediate, unfiltered answer be? For some, it might be passion, purpose, fulfillment. For many others, though, it's a chore, a necessary evil, something to get through to earn a living, to pay the bills, to survive. We live in a world that often separates work from joy, reducing it to mere labor, a means to an end. But Gibran, with his characteristic poetic insight, invites us to look deeper, to see work not as a burden, but as a sacred act, a primary source of joy, and profoundly, as love made visible. Let's listen to some of his powerful words from the passage on work. You work that you may keep pace with the earth and the soul of the earth. For to be idle is to become a stranger unto the seasons, and to step out of life's procession, that marches in majesty and proud submission towards the infinite. When you work, you are a flute through whose heart the whispering of the hours turns into music. And which of you would be a reed, dumb and silent, when all else sings together in unison? And what is it to work with love? It is to weave the cloth with threads drawn from your heart, even as if your beloved were to wear that cloth. It is to build a house with affection, even as if your beloved were to dwell in that house. It is to sow seeds with tenderness and reap the harvest with joy, even as if your beloved were to eat the fruit. It is to charge all things you fashion with a breath of your own spirit, and to know that all the blessed dead are standing about you and watching. This idea that work is love made visible is just breathtaking, isn't it? It challenges us to reconsider every task, every effort, every interaction we have within our professional lives. Gibran isn't saying that only those in conventionally creative or passionate fields can experience this. He's talking about an approach to work and intention. Think about it. To weave the cloth with threads drawn from your heart, even as if your beloved were to wear that cloth. This isn't about being an artist or a craftsman. This could be an accountant meticulously balancing ledgers, knowing that clarity and precision provide stability for a business and the families it supports. This could be a customer service representative genuinely listening and striving to solve a problem for someone, offering not just a solution, but a moment of human connection and understanding. This could be a healthcare worker performing routine but essential duties, knowing that every detail contributes to the well-being of another human being. The love isn't necessarily a romantic love, but an expansive love for life, for humanity, for the integrity of the act itself. It's the care, the presence, the intention you infuse into what you do, regardless of what the job title on your business card might say. It's about recognizing that even the most seemingly mundane tasks have a ripple effect, contributing to the greater fabric of life. In our modern world, we often feel disconnected from our labor. The pressures of productivity, the relentless pursuit of output, the constant push against burnout. It all makes Gibran's vision feel almost utopian, doesn't it? But what if reframing our perspective is precisely the antidote to that burnout culture? What if finding meaning and presence in our daily labor isn't about quitting your job and starting a commune, but about consciously choosing how you engage with your existing work? When Gibran talks about charging all things you fashion with a breath of your own spirit, he's talking about bringing your whole self, your full attention, your genuine care to the task at hand. It means being present, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It means finding the dignity in sweeping a floor, in writing a report, in preparing a meal, because you understand its contribution, its purpose, its connection to something larger than yourself. It's about cultivating mindfulness in motion, transforming drudgery into a dance. This isn't to say every day will be a blissful symphony of purpose. Life is messy, and some days work will just be work. But the invitation here is to consciously seek those moments, to inject that intention, even into one small aspect of your day. So here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow, identify just one task, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, that you can approach with this mindset. It could be sending an email, making a cup of coffee for a colleague, organizing your desk, or working on a particular spreadsheet. How can you weave that cloth with threads drawn from your heart? How can you imbue that single task with a breath of your own spirit, approaching it with a heightened sense of care, presence, and even joy? What would that look like? Try it. See if, just for that one moment, you can transform a chore into an act of love made visible. You might be surprised by the shift it creates, not just in the task itself, but in your own spirit. This isn't just about making your work better. It's about making your life richer. Join me next time as we explore another profound aspect of Gibran's wisdom, delving into the nature of giving. Until then, approach your work with heart and let your labor sing. Chapter 3, on Joy and Sorrow, the Inseparable Twins. Welcome back, or perhaps welcome in, to our journey through Kahlil Gibran's profound work, The Prophet. Today, we arrive at a chapter that, for me, holds some of the most beautiful and challenging truths about the human condition. Chapter 3, titled On Joy and Sorrow, the Inseparable Twins. It's a topic we often grapple with, isn't it? This dance between light and shadow in our lives. We chase joy, often desperately, and just as vehemently try to escape sorrow. But Gibran, with his characteristic poetic insight, offers us a perspective that turns this common inclination on its head. He says, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the selfsame well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives?" That last line, the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain, resonates with such power, doesn't it? It's a metaphor that has stayed with me for years, painting a vivid picture of our inner landscape. Imagine a vessel, a cup, or even the vastness of your own heart. When we experience profound sorrow, it feels like something is being hollowed out, carved away. There's a raw, aching emptiness. And yet, Gibran suggests it's this very hollowing, this very carving that expands our capacity. It makes us bigger, deeper, able to hold more of everything. It's almost as if sorrow isn't a depletion, but an expansion. Think about it. A shallow puddle can only hold so much. A deep well, though it might appear dark and empty at first glance, can hold an immense volume of water. The same principle applies to our emotional lives. Without the depth carved by sorrow, our capacity for joy would remain shallow. We'd be able to experience fleeting happiness, perhaps, but not the rich, resonant, full-body joy that comes from truly living and feeling everything. This idea directly challenges our modern impulse to avoid pain at all costs. We're conditioned to seek comfort, to numb ourselves, to scroll past anything unpleasant. We're often told that sadness is something to be fixed, overcome, or medicated away. And while there's certainly a place for healing and support when sorrow becomes overwhelming, Gibran invites us to consider that perhaps sorrow isn't always an enemy. Perhaps it's a vital, inextricable part of a full human experience. To wish for a life free of sorrow is, in a way, to wish for a life free of depth. It's to wish for a life where the cup is never burned in the oven, and therefore can never hold the wine. It's to wish for a lute that is never hollowed, and therefore can never make music. What kind of life would that be? A safe life, perhaps, but ultimately, a muted and incomplete one. Sorrow, in this light, isn't a sign of weakness or a failure to be happy. It's a testament to our capacity to love deeply, to connect profoundly, and to truly engage with the world around us. It's the price and simultaneously the pathway to greater empathy, resilience, and ultimately, a more expansive joy. So, let's take a moment with this thought, shall we? I invite you to gently bring to mind a sorrow you've experienced in your life. Perhaps it was a loss, a disappointment, a heartbreak. Don't dwell on the pain itself, but acknowledge its presence. Now, consider the aftermath. What did that sorrow carve into your being? What lessons did it etch into your soul? What new understanding, what new strength, what new empathy or even joy eventually grew in the space that sorrow created? Perhaps you found a deeper appreciation for life's simple pleasures, a stronger bond with loved ones, or a newfound sense of resilience you didn't know you possessed. Notice how that hollowing out wasn't just an emptying, but also a preparation for something new to fill that space, something richer, something deeper. It's a powerful shift in perspective, one that allows us to greet both the sun and the rain of our lives with a more open heart. As we move forward, let's carry this wisdom with us, that joy and sorrow are not opposites, but rather two sides of the same coin, intrinsically linked, each making the other more profound. To truly experience one, we must be willing to embrace the other. And in doing so, we don't just endure life, we live it fully, deeply, beautifully. Chapter 4 on Giving and the Freedom of Letting Go. Welcome back, my friends, to our journey through Kahlil Gibran's timeless wisdom in The Prophet. Today, we arrive at a chapter that often resonates deeply, yet also challenges us in profound ways, on giving. It's a topic many of us think we understand, but Gibran, with his characteristic grace and piercing insight, invites us to look beyond the surface, to explore what true generosity really means, and the immense freedom that comes from letting go. In this beautiful passage, Gibran takes us straight to the heart of the matter. He speaks of a rich man who asked Almustafa, "Tell us of giving," and Almustafa replies with words that truly make us pause and reflect. He tells us, "You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give." Think about that for a moment. You give but little when you give of your possessions. This isn't a condemnation of giving money or material things. Far from it. Gibran isn't saying that financial contributions or donations are worthless. What he's inviting us to consider is the nature of the giving itself. What is truly being given? When we give a possession, money, a coat, a meal, we are often giving something external to ourselves. It's valuable, it's needed, it helps. But is it the most valuable thing we have to offer? Gibran suggests that the profound difference lies between giving something we have and giving something we are. Giving of oneself, that's where the true transformation happens, both for the giver and the receiver. This includes our time, our presence, our unwavering attention, a listening ear, a kind word, an act of empathy, a moment of genuine connection. These are elements of our very being, fragments of our soul offered freely. When you sit with a grieving friend, offering nothing but your quiet presence. When you truly listen to someone without judgment or the need to fix their problems. When you offer a stranger a sincere smile or a helping hand with no expectation of return. That, Gibran implies, is the gold standard of generosity. Is giving a piece of your precious, finite life energy. He continues, "For what are your possessions but things you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And should that fear come true, is not your storehouse then a chest of sorrow and pain?" This strikes at the heart of our attachments. We accumulate possessions not just for comfort, but often out of a subconscious fear of scarcity. Giving these possessions, in some ways, is merely divesting from that fear, but it doesn't necessarily address the fear itself. It's a transaction. But when we give of ourself, our time, our empathy, we tap into an inexhaustible wellspring. We realize we have an abundance within us that can never truly be depleted. Gibran even observes different motivations for giving. There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. Ouch. That stings a little, doesn't it? Because how many times have we given something, perhaps unconsciously, with the faint hope of a thank you, a public acknowledgement, or even just to feel good about ourselves? He's not saying we shouldn't feel good. Rather, he's pointing out that when recognition is the hidden desire, the purity of the gift is compromised. It becomes a transaction for validation, not a selfless offering. Conversely, he praises those who give without knowing they give. Imagine that, giving so naturally, so intrinsically, that it becomes part of your very being, an unconscious outflow of goodwill. It's the ultimate freedom from ego. It's giving not as an act, but as a state of being. So, how can we practice this kind of giving more freely in our daily lives without needing recognition? It starts small. It starts with awareness. Can you offer a genuine compliment today, not to flatter, but to truly lift someone's spirit? Can you put your phone away and truly see and hear the person in front of you? Can you offer help to a neighbor, not because you expect them to return the favor, but simply because you see a need? Can you forgive someone, not for their sake necessarily, but to free your own heart? These acts, though seemingly small, are profound gifts of self. They don't cost money, but they demand a piece of your presence, your compassion, your willingness to connect. The beauty is, when you give freely without expectation, the reward isn't external. It's internal. It's the quiet joy, the sense of interconnectedness, the affirmation of your own abundant spirit. It's the freedom of letting go of what you have to give, and instead, realizing the boundless well of what you are that you can share. This freedom, this true generosity, is not about sacrifice. It is about realizing the infinite capacity within us to enrich the lives of others, simply by being authentically ourselves and sharing that authentic self without reservation. It's a challenging call, but one that promises an immeasurable inner richness. What are your thoughts on this idea of giving of oneself versus giving possessions? I'd love to hear your reflections in the comments below. Next time, we move to a topic that often ties into our capacity to give, on eating and drinking. I look forward to exploring that with you. Until then, go forth and give, not from your possessions, but from your boundless self. Chapter 5, on self-knowledge and the silent soul. Welcome back to our journey through the timeless wisdom of Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet. We've explored love, marriage, children, and giving, all facets of human existence that touch upon our interactions with the world outside ourselves. But now we turn our gaze inward to a topic that is perhaps the most fundamental of all: self-knowledge. This is Chapter 5, on self-knowledge and the silent soul. It's a natural progression, isn't it? To truly understand the world, to truly connect with others, we must first understand ourselves. And Gibran, through Almustafa's insightful question, brings us to the very heart of this quest. She asks, "We would ask now of self-knowledge," and his response is, as always, both profound and beautifully simple. Let me share with you a passage from his answer, one that I find particularly illuminating. "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams. And it is well that you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must needs rise and run murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths with a staff or a sounding line. For the self is a sea boundless and measureless. Say not, 'I have found the truth,' but rather, 'I have found a truth.' Say not, 'I have found the path of the soul.' Say rather, 'I have met the soul walking upon my path.' For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals." There's a line in there that always resonates deeply with me. Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights. Think about that for a moment. It suggests that deep within us, beneath the layers of our conscious thoughts, our anxieties, our daily to-do lists, there lies a profound reservoir of wisdom. Our hearts, not just as a biological pump, but as a metaphor for our deepest intuition, our soul's knowing, possess an understanding of life's truths. It's an innate wisdom that predates language, predates logic, and often, it speaks to us in whispers, in feelings, in gut reactions. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with noise, external noise from social media, news, conversations, and internal noise from our own overthinking minds. It's easy to become disconnected from this silent knowing. We're taught to seek answers externally, to consult experts, to follow trends, to look for validation outside ourselves. But Gibran reminds us that the most profound answers, the ones that truly guide us towards our authentic selves, are already residing within. The challenge, then, isn't to find the answers but to listen for them, to create the space where these silent secrets can finally be heard. So, how do we begin to listen to this inner wisdom, to quiet the external world enough to hear the whispers of our own heart? It's not always easy, but there are practical ways to cultivate this connection. One of the most powerful tools is meditation. And before you think of sitting cross-legged for hours, let's redefine it. Meditation, at its simplest, is about cultivating awareness and presence. It could be 5 minutes of focusing on your breath, observing your thoughts without judgment as they float by like clouds. It's about creating a moment of stillness in your day, allowing your nervous system to calm and your mind to settle. In that quiet space, insights can bubble up from your subconscious that were previously obscured by mental chatter. You might not hear a voice, but you might feel a stronger sense of clarity, a gentle nudge in a particular direction. Another incredibly effective method is journaling. This isn't about writing a diary of events, but rather a stream of consciousness. Just let your pen move across the page, writing whatever comes to mind, without censoring or editing. You might start with a question, an emotion, or just, what's on my mind today? The act of externalizing your thoughts, putting them on paper, can reveal patterns, fears, desires, and solutions that you didn't consciously realize were there. It's like having a conversation with your deepest self, and often, the answers emerge through the very act of writing. And then there's the simple yet profound act of taking quiet walks in nature. Leave your phone behind, or at least put it on silent and in your pocket. Walk in a park, through a forest, by a lake, or even just around your neighborhood, but do it mindfully. Pay attention to the sights, sounds, and smells around you, the rhythm of your footsteps, the rustling leaves, the fresh air. These sensory inputs can gently pull you out of your head and into the present moment. Nature has a way of grounding us, of reminding us of a larger, slower rhythm than our hurried daily lives. In this state of calm and observation, our own inner voice often finds it easier to speak. These aren't quick fixes, of course. Self-discovery, as Gibran suggests, is a lifelong process. He beautifully illustrates this when he says, "The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals. It's not a single grand revelation that happens overnight. It's a patient, continuous unfolding, a gentle peeling back of layers, a deepening of understanding that evolves over time. There will be moments of clarity, moments of confusion, moments of doubt, and moments of profound connection. The key is to approach this journey with patience and self-compassion. Don't pressure yourself to find the truth immediately, as Gibran wisely advises against. Instead, focus on creating the conditions for listening. Trust that your heart does know, and that with consistent practice, whether it's through meditation, journaling, nature walks, or whatever practice resonates with you, you will gradually begin to hear its silent wisdom more clearly. This isn't about acquiring new knowledge from an external source. It's about reconnecting with the knowledge that has always been within you. It's about meeting your soul walking upon your path, exactly as Gibran describes. As we move forward in The Prophet, remember this foundational idea. The most valuable insights often come from within. The world outside can offer guidance and inspiration, but the compass truly points inward. In our next chapter, we'll delve into something equally vital, on eating and drinking, and how even these most basic human needs can be elevated to acts of mindfulness and connection. Chapter 6, on death and the fearless return. Welcome back, friends. We've journeyed through love, marriage, children, work, joy, sorrow, and so many other facets of this intricate human experience. Now, we arrive at a chapter that, for many, holds the deepest mystery and perhaps the greatest apprehension. It's a topic that touches us all, regardless of our path or our beliefs, and it's one that Gibran, with his profound wisdom, approaches not with fear, but with an almost liberating serenity. We are, of course, talking about death. In The Prophet, as Almustafa asks of death, Almustafa offers a perspective that feels less like an ending and more like a gentle, inevitable transition, a natural unfolding of life itself. It's a vision designed to comfort, to free us from the grip of fear, and to ultimately inspire us to embrace the vibrancy of our present moments. Let me read to you, then, a passage that has brought solace to countless hearts, Gibran's words on death. You would know the secret of death, but how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? The owl whose night-bound eyes are blinded by the day cannot unveil the mystery of light. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide unto the body of life. For life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depth of your hopes and desires lies your silent knowledge of the beyond. And like seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is hidden the gate to eternity. For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and to melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you sing indeed. And when you have reached the mountain top, then you shall begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. Isn't that just breathtaking? The sheer beauty and philosophical depth of those words. Gibran doesn't sugarcoat the finality, but he recontextualizes it, painting it not as an abrupt end but as a seamless part of a larger, ongoing process. The central metaphor, the one that resonates so deeply, is that of the river meeting the sea. Think about it. A river has its own distinct journey, its own unique form and current, its own banks defining its path. But when it finally merges with the ocean, does it cease to exist? No, it simply loses its individual identity, its separate form, to become an inseparable, eternal part of something infinitely vaster, boundless, and timeless. It doesn't disappear, it expands. It returns to its source, yes, but in doing so, it contributes to the immensity of the ocean itself. This perspective, for me, shifts everything. It challenges the very notion of a beginning and an end in the way we typically perceive them. If life and death are truly one, if they are interconnected phases of a singular existence, then our anxieties about the void, about nothingness, begin to dissolve. We're not simply disappearing. We are changing form, returning to a fundamental state, becoming part of the cosmic dance once more. And this reframing, this acceptance of mortality as a natural transition, rather than a terrifying finality, has a powerful, perhaps even paradoxical, effect on how we live. If we truly understand that our time here is finite, that this individual current of ours will eventually merge with the boundless sea, it can become an incredible motivator. It doesn't breed despair. It ignites a fierce, vibrant urgency to live more fully, more authentically, in the present moment. Think about it. How many times have we postponed a dream, held back a kind word, or hesitated to express our true feelings, all because of some unspoken fear? Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what others might think. But when we internalize Gibran's vision, when we embrace the natural cycle of life and death, suddenly, those small fears and hesitations lose their grip. We become more willing to take risks, to pursue our passions with conviction, to love with open hearts, to truly experience every sunrise, every challenging moment, every quiet evening of peace. The awareness of our finite journey doesn't diminish life. It amplifies it. It encourages us to shed the masks, to drop the pretenses, to be our truest selves. Because what is there to lose when all is a continuum? This isn't about living recklessly. It's about living without regret, with purpose, with a profound appreciation for the gift of consciousness itself. It's about choosing to be present, to engage, to connect, rather than constantly looking over our shoulder at an imagined ending. Gibran's message here isn't about escaping death. It's about embracing life so completely that when the time comes, the transition feels not like a shattering, but like a natural, graceful homecoming. Like the breath freeing itself from its restless tides, rising and expanding, seeking its source unencumbered. It's about recognizing that our consciousness, our spirit, our essence, is not confined to this physical vessel, but is part of something eternal. So, as we conclude this profound chapter, let Gibran's words linger. Let the image of the river meeting the sea bring you a profound sense of peace. Let the understanding that death is not an ending, but a return, inspire you to live with an open heart, to dance truly, to sing indeed, and to find the gate to eternity hidden within your deepest dreams. May this perspective grant you not only comfort but a renewed, fearless embrace of the beautiful journey that is life. We are all on this journey together, and knowing that we are all part of the same vast, eternal sea somehow makes the individual currents even more meaningful. Thank you for joining me on this profound exploration. Until next time, live well, live fully. Alright, so we've delved deep into the profound currents of Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet. We've explored love, joy, sorrow, work, freedom, these timeless human experiences. But here's the thing about wisdom, isn't it? It only truly comes alive when it moves beyond the page and into the rhythm of our own lives. It's one thing to read about Almustafa's farewell address, quite another to feel its echoes in your everyday choices. And that's precisely what we're going to tackle right now. I've put together something I call your 7-day prophet-inspired action plan. My aim isn't rigid dogma, but a simple, practical framework. Think of it as a gentle invitation to weave Gibran's incredible insights into your daily routine, transforming abstract ideas into lived experience, one day at a time, over 1 week. No big dramatic changes needed, just small, intentional acts of presence and reflection. Are you ready to bring the prophet from your mind to your moments? Let's dive in. We begin with perhaps the most resonant themes in the prophet, love and giving. Gibran speaks of love not as a transaction, but as an experience that binds you to all things and all beings. He talks about giving as living upon the earth in joy and gladness. So, for day 1 and day 2, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is beautifully straightforward. First, actively give a gift of your time or, even more powerfully, your undivided attention to someone. This could be a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a stranger. It doesn't need to be grand. Maybe it's truly listening to your child's story about their day without checking your phone. Perhaps it's offering to help a neighbor with a small task, not out of obligation, but out of genuine presence. It's about being fully there, fully present, without expecting anything in return. And alongside that, practice non-judgmental listening. This is tougher than it sounds. When someone shares, resist the urge to immediately offer advice, fix, or interject with your own experiences. Instead, simply listen. Allow their words to hang in the air without forming opinions or categorizing their feelings. Gibran reminds us that the soul is a field where the wind of truth is ever blowing. Let that wind blow through their words and just receive it. Notice how different this feels compared to your usual mode of interaction. What do you observe about the person and about yourself when you truly listen without judgment? These 2 days are about opening your heart, not just in grand gestures, but in the quiet, profound act of giving your presence. Moving into day 3 and day 4, we turn our attention to work and joy. Gibran has such a beautiful, almost sacred view of work. He says, "Work is love made visible." Think about that for a moment. It's not just about tasks and deadlines. It's about pouring a piece of yourself, your care, your passion, into whatever it is you do. For these 2 days, your first task is to consciously find one moment of love made visible in your work. This could be anything. It could be the care you put into crafting an email, the attention to detail in a project, the patience you show a customer, the effort you exert in preparing a meal, or even the dedication you bring to organizing your home. Pinpoint that moment, acknowledge it, and consciously connect it to Gibran's idea of work as an expression of love. How does this shift your perception? Then, for the second part of these 2 days, let's touch upon something equally profound: sorrow and joy. Gibran famously states, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked." He teaches us that sorrow carves the space for joy. So, I want you to acknowledge a sorrow, big or small, that you've experienced. Don't dwell on it, just acknowledge its presence. And then, reflect on the space it has created or is currently creating for joy in your life. Did a past disappointment lead to a new path of happiness? Did struggle teach resilience, allowing deeper appreciation for ease? See how these two seemingly opposite emotions are intrinsically linked, each serving the other. This isn't about denying pain, but about understanding its transformative power. Now, as we approach day 5 and day 6, we're going to venture into the realm of self-knowledge. Gibran reminds us that your truest self is that which desires nothing from you. It's about stripping away the external noise and expectations to find the quiet core within. For these 2 days, your first practice is to spend 10 minutes in silence. And here's the crucial part. Asking nothing, just listening. Not meditating to achieve a specific state, not trying to solve a problem, not planning your day. Just sitting, being, and listening. Listening to the sounds around you, yes, but also listening to the subtle rhythms of your own being. What thoughts arise? What sensations do you notice? Don't cling to them. Don't judge them. Just observe. It's a practice in pure presence, a gentle inquiry into the landscape of your inner world. Following that silent reflection, I want you to take a moment and write down one truth you know about yourself. Not something someone else told you, not something you wish were true, but a deep, undeniable truth that resonates from your core. This could be a core value, a fundamental strength, a recurring pattern, or a simple, profound knowing about who you are. Perhaps I am resilient, or I find peace in nature, or I am most myself when I am creating. Whatever it is, articulate it. This isn't about ego. It's about acknowledging your authentic self, a self that often gets buried under the demands of the world. What truth emerges when you quiet the noise and simply listen to yourself? Finally, we arrive at day 7, and for this concluding day, we focus on freedom. Gibran says, "You are indeed free when your days are not without a care, nor your nights without a want and a grief." He's talking about an inner freedom that transcends external circumstances, a freedom found in facing life head-on, with all its complexities. So, for your last step in this action plan, I want you to identify one small fear. It doesn't have to be monumental. Perhaps it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new recipe, making a dreaded phone call, or looking silly. Just one small, manageable fear, and then consciously act in spite of it. Take that small step. Make that call. Try that recipe. Share that idea. It's not about conquering the fear entirely, but about recognizing its presence and choosing to move forward anyway. It's about exercising your will in the face of discomfort. Then, and this is crucial, reflect on the feeling. What did it feel like to act despite the fear? Was it as bad as you imagined? Was there a sense of liberation, a subtle shift? This practice helps you understand that freedom isn't the absence of fear, but the mastery of your response to it. It's a profound lesson in agency and inner strength. What did you discover about your own capacity for freedom? And there you have it, your 7-day profit-inspired action plan. It's a simple framework, yes, but its power lies in its consistency and your willingness to show up for yourself, just a little bit, each day. These aren't monumental tasks designed to overhaul your life in a week. Instead, they are invitations to pause, to observe, to engage with Gibran's wisdom in a personal, tangible way. By the end of these 7 days, I truly believe you'll not only have a deeper understanding of the Prophet, but a clearer, more intentional connection to your own inner landscape. So, pick a day to start, maybe tomorrow, and embark on this gentle journey. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's make wisdom a living, breathing part of our lives. We've journeyed through so many profound passages from Gibran's The Prophet, touching upon the myriad facets of life. Now, as our time together draws to a close, I want to leave you with 3 core truths distilled from this beautiful book, truths that I believe can truly illuminate your path forward. The first truth, one that resonated deeply with me and I hope with you too, is this: love liberates. It's such a simple phrase, yet it holds a universe of meaning. Gibran doesn't talk about love as possession, as something that binds you to another in a restrictive way. On the contrary, he speaks of a love that grants freedom. Think of the famous lines about standing together, yet not too near, like the pillars of a temple, each strong in its own right, supporting a common roof, yet with space between them. True connection, he teaches, honors the profound bond between 2 souls that inexplicable pull, that shared journey. But crucially, it also respects and cherishes the sacred space that allows each individual to grow, to breathe, to evolve. It's about celebrating the otherness within the togetherness. It's realizing that you don't complete each other, but rather you enrich each other. You don't lose yourself in love. You find a deeper, more expansive version of yourself, knowing that your beloved is doing the same. This kind of love doesn't demand, it offers. It doesn't cling, it trusts. It doesn't diminish, it expands. It's a love that encourages you to be more fully you, knowing that your partner, your friend, your family member, whoever it may be, is doing the same. This liberation, paradoxically, strengthens the bond because it's built on a foundation of mutual respect and individual sovereignty, not on dependency or fear. It's a love that sets you free, even as it draws you closer. Moving on to our second truth, one that often challenges our modern tendency to compartmentalize. Life is whole. We live in a world that constantly encourages us to segment our existence. Here's your work life, there's your personal life, then your spiritual life, your family life, and so on. We put up walls, believing that by separating these aspects, we can manage them better, or perhaps even protect one from the other. But Gibran gently, yet firmly, reminds us that our work, our joy, and even our sorrow are not isolated, separate entities. They are not distinct chapters in a book. Instead, they are interwoven threads in the single, continuous, rich tapestry of a meaningful life. Imagine a beautifully woven rug. You can't truly separate the blue thread from the red, or the strong warp from the intricate weft, and still appreciate the whole design. Each strand, each color, each texture contributes to the overall beauty and integrity. Your work, for example, isn't just a means to an end. It's love made visible, a way to pour your spirit into the world. Your joys aren't frivolous distractions. They are the vibrant colors that lift your spirit. And your sorrows? They are not something to be avoided or quickly forgotten, but rather deep hues that add depth, understanding, and compassion to your experience. Gibran shows us that true fulfillment comes when we recognize this interconnectedness, when we stop trying to put parts of ourselves away and instead embrace the entirety of our experience. It's about finding the sacred in the mundane, the purpose in the pain, and the lesson in every laugh. When we see life as whole, we stop resisting parts of it and start living it more fully, more authentically, more integrated. And finally, the third truth, perhaps the most empowering of them all, wisdom is within. In our ceaseless quest for answers, for guidance, for direction, we so often look outside ourselves. We seek gurus, we devour self-help books, we scroll endlessly through social media for that perfect piece of advice, that definitive solution. We're conditioned to believe that someone else, somewhere else, holds the key to our dilemmas. But Gibran, with the serene wisdom of Almustafa, gently redirects our gaze. He reminds us that the profound answers we seek are not to be found in the bustling marketplace of the world, nor in the pronouncements of others, no matter how wise they may seem. Instead, he beckons us to turn inward, to the silent, knowing depths of our own heart. There, he assures us, lies a wellspring of intuition, a compass that knows your true north, a quiet knowing that has been with you all along. It's about trusting your gut feeling, that gentle whisper, that deep conviction that sometimes gets drowned out by the noise of external expectations and opinions. It's about recognizing that you are, in fact, your own greatest teacher, your own wisest counsel. This doesn't mean ignoring others or closing yourself off to learning. It means filtering what you learn through the unique lens of your own being, testing it against the truth that resides within you. It means cultivating a practice of silence, of reflection, of listening to that inner voice. Because when you truly listen, you'll discover that the path forward, the courage to take it, and the understanding of its purpose have always been nestled in the sanctuary of your own soul. You don't need to search endlessly for a light to guide you. You are the light. This truth, when truly embraced, is incredibly liberating because it places the power, the wisdom, and the ultimate responsibility for your life squarely and beautifully back into your own hands. So, as you go forth from this video, carry these three truths with you. Love liberates, life is whole, and wisdom is within. Let them be a quiet guide, a gentle reminder from the timeless wisdom of Kahlil Gibran's The Prophet, helping you navigate the beautiful complexities of your own journey. Thank you for being with me on this exploration. We've journeyed through just a glimpse of the profound wisdom Kahlil Gibran offers us in The Prophet today. But as with all true wisdom, its power isn't in passive reception, but in active reflection and application to our own lives. That's why I want to hear from you. After hearing these excerpts, after pondering these timeless truths, which of Gibran's teachings in this video speaks most powerfully to where you are in your life right now? Share your thoughts, your struggles, your epiphanies, your quiet understandings in the comments section below. Your personal interpretations not only enrich your own experience, but also ignite a deeper conversation within our growing community here. And if this conversation has sparked something within you, if you feel that stirring of recognition, I wholeheartedly encourage you to pick up your own copy of The Prophet. Truly, to hold this slim volume in your hands, to slowly turn its pages, to let Gibran's lyrical prose wash over you in its entirety. It is an experience unlike any other. You will discover layers of beauty and insight we could only touch upon today. It's a book that lives with you, grows with you, and offers solace and guidance through all seasons of life. Consider it an essential companion for your own journey. If you found this exploration meaningful, if it brought you a moment of clarity or calm, please take a second to give this video a like. It truly helps more seekers find these conversations. And if you're hungry for more deep dives into timeless wisdom, into literature that challenges and nourishes the soul, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Join our community as we continue to unearth the profound lessons hidden in the world's most cherished texts. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thank you for allowing me to share this sacred space with you today. May your path be ever illuminated by the questions you ask and the beauty you seek. Remember, as Gibran himself reminds us, and may the earth satisfy your feet and the wind quicken your wings. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep connecting with the wisdom that resides within and around you.